Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Red Riding Hood, my friend. Welcome, welcome. Hello, y'all. I'm Diana Brienne, and I am running late tonight. I like to come on at 10 o'clock, but I had to go pick up my son from work, and he normally gets off like right at 10 or before 10. And normally my other son goes and picks him up. And so, but tonight it was me. And so I went and I picked up my son, but he was late getting out. And even though we only live like 5 minutes away, and so I just got in the door. So I'm running late, but not too late. Not too late. I think it's 10:30, and I actually it was, yeah, 10:30, and I actually, I normally come on right at 10. So, that kind of works. That kind of works. So I don't know if anybody's even going to come on tonight because they expected me at 10. They probably figured, oh, she's not going to come on. Hey, Passion, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming. I am running late tonight. Absolutely running late. And it's been a busy day. After I saw y'all in the live stream, I went and I took a nap, and then I got busy, busy, busy after that. And then, like I said, I just went and picked up my son. So, so it was a pretty busy. My days are always busy. They're always, always, always busy. But I take a nap now because I stay up late. And I stay up late for a lot of reasons. I'm a very creative person. Sometimes I'm painting late at night, and then I go to bed. Oh, you know what? I didn't see you on. I didn't see you on Passion for Art. Otherwise, I would have come over, watched what you were doing, and I would have also shared it out. Hey, Ron, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming, Ron. Thank you. Yeah, I'm very good about sharing my friends out. I think it's really important. Even if it's a belated share out, I sometimes go back and I'll share your live stream out, even though it's over, you know, um, because at least it introduces people from my community to your channel, which helps you to grow, because that's what it's about, helping each other. So, as those that was in my, hey, Redhead, hey. Um, Redhead, you're going to come up, so I'm going to drop the link in there. Let me drop it. Passion, you're welcome to come up. It's just a real casual one tonight. Nothing, no topics or anything, because I'm not tired, but it's just been a busy afternoon, busy day. And oh, you're welcome, Ron. You are so welcome. Where did the live? I thought I just posted that. Oh, there it is. Okay. Um, yeah, Ron, I am a big sharer, and because I like to help, especially smaller channels grow, but also my sister channels of equal size grow, and or my brother channels, whatever. I like to help them. The only thing is, as I say to people, is you know it's a two-way street. Ultimately, if you're a big enough channel to help share out, please do. I appreciate it. Hey, Red. Hey. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It was just busy, extremely busy after I got about an hour nap, and then it got busy. And so that's why I'm kind of late. This is late for me. So I thought I'd pop on at least so that I can be consistent, even if it's a short live, and be consistent. And I wanted you to do some poetry. So that's, I wanted to make sure I got here for your poetry.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So do you have a really good poem tonight? Well, they're all good. So do you have another good poem, I should say? Not have a good poem because they're all good.
Um, I don't I don't know if I said my favorite one. It's about my mom, and it's about prayer. It's about a lot of things. It's
Well,
about a
even
situation.
if you read it already, it's okay. You can read it again, even if you
Oh, I,
did.
I do this one all the time because it's one of my favorite ones. It's called The Storm.
Okay, good.
Okay. You say that no one cares for you? Well, that's not true because I do, and God does too. Oh, that I could fix your problem. I'd mend you up. You'd no longer be stuck in that addiction or depression, the trials that come in rapid succession. But what can I do? I cannot fix you. I can't make you believe or even relieve that deep ache in your heart. Just where do I start? Don't do nothing, she yelled at me. Well, what should I do? Scream and shout and run about? Perhaps sit and pout? No, I'll fight a war upon my knees, and quietness and confidence shall be my strength. He keeps my prayers and my tears. Perhaps the overflow makes the rain to water all the pain upon the earth. I'll thank him for this thorn. I'll praise him even when I'm worn, 'cause he carries me through the storm. He walks to me on the tempest sea. The rain brings life back to my dying tree, and one day through the clouds I'll see the rainbow.
Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. Wow. Now you no, you had not read that one before. You read another one similar, but not that
The
one.
one about the elephants kind of got prayer in it too.
Yeah,
And those
that's
are my two
beautiful.
favorite ones, and they happen to be
Wow.
about that.
That is Passion. Welcome,
Hi.
welcome.
Hey,
How are you tonight?
I'm doing really good. I'm doing good.
How are you doing? What time did you do
I'm
your live stream?
um. It was around 5 o'clock, somewhere after 5 o'clock.
You know what? I was taking my nap. I
Yeah.
was worn
I
out from my live
listened
stream.
to you on. I didn't have time to go over there, but I did see you pop on, and I was like, oh, you got. I had to go send my so I sent my passport and didn't put my payment in there, my passport renewal. So they sent it back to me, and then I realized I sent. Sometimes I'm so ditzy. Sometimes I'm so ditzy. I sent it to the wrong late. I didn't need expedited service. My friend and I are going to
Hey, David. Welcome, welcome.
hi. I was saying Cancun, but we're going to Puerto Vallarta.
Oh, I've been to Puerto Vallarta. It's wonderful. Wonderful.
I'm looking forward
Um,
to it.
I couldn't think of the name forever, Puerto Vallarta. And that was years ago. I've been there. And what was the other one? There's two of them that are like Puerto Vallarta is one. And what
Cancun.
no, there's another one right on the coast. Very famous.
Uh, I don't know. Think of it.
Yeah, there was
Gulf,
another
the
famous one.
Mexico side.
I remember being there on New Year's Eve. Hey,
Mhm.
Peter, welcome, welcome. A great channel, Peter Dell. Welcome, welcome. If you don't have Peter, make sure to connect with Peter Dell. And David says hello to everybody. He's watching, let's see,
Hey.
watching all the way from famous place called Near Tel Volcano, Tagaytay, Philippines. Wow.
Mhm.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you. So, Passion, you're doing good. Everything's good.
Yep. I finished the lining of the fence earlier, so now I'm putting the first coat on the fence.
Wow. I love
Barn.
how you do that. Like you share it with us step by step as you're painting it. It's just beautiful.
Yeah. And also, I had to hold my left hand because I got tremors essential. So I'm holding my left hand with my right hand, so it'll keep me steadily when I'm painting.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's just amazing and wonderful
Yeah.
Mm.
and wonderful. And you're such a talented, gifted, brilliant artist.
Thank you.
Red, do you have another one?
Mhm.
Go ahead.
I found my new book of poems, and I don't have them memorized, so I'll read them. Um, this is one I took from. This is one just about writing and how I don't know, the emotions come out of it. Um, and I took a quote from Hemingway in this poem and a quote from Matt Kearney, who's a Christian singer. But anyways, it's called Bleed. The trick is to have the emotions but not let them have you. There's nothing new and nothing to writing, Hemingway said. Just sit at your keyboard and bleed. He's the song I bleed, Kearney sang. Your blood ran red, and I do not think I'm that clever, not ever. It seems the words are dropped to me in my head, at night in my bed. Your blood ran red. It flows through me like a bird in flame, flowing through my veins. Catching fire, you consume me. From your mind to mind, we have the mind of Christ. Ink to pen to page. I don't need to rage, just bleed. The pen is mightier than the sword. I feast on his word. My pen is a sword. His word won't return void. So run. And that's the end of it.
Wow.
Kind of a weird one.
When did you start writing poetry?
When I was a teen, and I threw some of my poems away. I thought they were stupid when I was a teenager, but
Now, don't you wish you would have kept them?
yeah, really, I do.
Because they're a reflection. They're a reflection of what we're going through at the time, or what we're
Yeah.
thinking, or just who we are and our growth. I threw away a couple of my paintings when I first started painting many years ago, and I wish I would have had them now. But
Mm-hmm.
that's what you do.
Was that one of your paintings you put on the thumbnail?
Yeah.
I thought so. It's cute.
Yeah.
Is that you in the car and your
I
kids?
like
Yeah.
it.
When they were little. When they were little. Thank you.
Wow.
When they were little. Yeah. I did a lot of paintings, happy paintings like that when they were little, when I was still learning, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when I started painting, I had no lessons, no nothing, and like Passion, she's had no lessons. I had no idea what I was doing, so I threw a bunch of them out, and I regret that, because now I don't throw things like that out. I attribute that as part of my growth. And Peter says poetry is an expression of one's feelings and emotions within. Absolutely. You don't compare your poetry or your art to anyone else's. It's uniquely yours,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, you got another one?
I got a lot of them. I do. I was looking for a certain one. I got my book open on my computer because it's not like in a book form anymore.
Right.
It's not in a book form yet. I was looking for a certain one. Not sure if I can find it. And then I need to edit this and work on it. And that's kind of like why I am off the road right now. I want to have more time to write and edit this and get it published, because I've been working on this one since I finished the this one, which was 2015. So
to be creative, like being an artist, as Passion is, or I am, or being a poet, sometimes you really have to withdraw and kind of go into your own world in order to do that. To paint, you can't be, I guess you can, you can go places to paint, but you're carrying your paints around and all that. I like to paint in my kitchen. That's where I'm inspired, is in my kitchen.
Yeah, you're always in your kitchen doing your videos.
That's where I feel the most comfortable.
Yeah, I used to love my kitchen too, because I used to do Airbnb, and I used to cook for my guests a lot, and we would all sit at the kitchen table and
welcome
talk.
where non-welcome.
This is one that's sort of it's about me, I guess. Yeah, it's called Pretty Red Bird. Pretty red bird, you're looking worn. Pretty red bird, where have you been? Round the neighborhood looking for food. So sad and lonely, but true. Does no one want you? But they do, only to put you in a cage and make you a slave. Pretty red bird, you must be brave and fly free, for you belong to me.
That's beautiful.
It's a short one.
Yeah,
It's pretty.
poems are whatever length. I have ones that are very long, and then I have ones that are very short. Hey, I'm going to bring Arnie up too. Hey, Michelle, welcome, welcome. Hey, Arnie. How's it
Hi,
going?
Nina.
Hey,
How's it?
Arnie.
Hi, Red. Hi, Passion for Art.
Hi. Hi, Arnie.
I'm running
Hi.
late tonight. I'm running late tonight, Arnie. How's your mom doing? Is she out of the hospital?
Yeah, my mom's out of the hospital.
Good.
She
She's back
she
home.
came home tonight.
Oh,
Good.
that's good. That's good.
That's great news.
Red Sun, welcome, welcome.
Oh,
Thank you for
that-
coming. So she's out of the hospital. That's good.
Yeah.
So, Passion, what kind of how much longer do you think you'll be working on this barn painting? Because it's beautiful.
Um.
Red,
Well,
can you get that one? Do you know how to zap that one, or there's one in there?
yeah. There's a
oh,
thing that popped up.
Yeah, or Arnie or Passion. You're all good at that. But you're all up there.
Okay,
We'll
she
zap
got
it.
it. Well,
I put them
I
out.
started doing the first coat, so I'm gonna have to put 3 more coats on the white fence because it's very see-through, and then I gotta do the dark shade, like the shadow part behind the fence, and then do tiny details on the fence. Then after the fence done, I'll do a beautiful fire bed in front of it.
Yes. And are you using acrylic or are you using what are you using?
I use acrylic.
Okay. And it dries fast. That's
Yeah.
what I like about acrylic versus oil. Do you ever
Yeah.
work with oil?
I never work with oil
Oil is very challenging. I
before.
started off with oil. I like oil, but it's very challenging because it doesn't dry. Sometimes, if you put it on thick, it can be a month before it dries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's challenging.
Yeah.
Arnie, do you work with oil or do you work with acrylic?
Yes.
I mostly work with acrylic paint,
Mhm.
but I've worked with oil too in the past, and oil was challenging because it's wet, it stays wet, and it takes like forever to dry.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yes.
Yeah, Michelle, come on up.
Yeah,
I put
because
your thing right
when
in
we
there.
have
In fact, I'll grab what I'm working on. I need to grab it though.
So, Red, you want to do another one?
Sure. I just found another one.
Oh, come on.
Oh, okay. Because this one is about my elephant poem that I have memorized. And when I went on my first cruise in 2017, and I would carry these books around too.
Yes.
Because I would sell them. I would just, when I would meet people, I would say poems, and I had like elephant jewelry that I wore. And like if someone made a comment on my, oh, I love elephants, like your necklace or something, I would say the poem for them. And I wrote a poem about saying my poem everywhere.
Yes.
It's called My Elephant Friend. And
Hey, Mr. Positive. Welcome, welcome. Mr. Positive is here. Great to see you, my friend. I have not seen you in a very, very long time. Welcome, welcome.
And so when I took my first cruise, my husband had said he would take me on a cruise for our 11th wedding, or for our 20th, 25th wedding anniversary. And he said, get your passport. And that's why my passport was 10 years old and expired, because I got that in 2011. That's when our 25th wedding anniversary was. And so when we split up, I went on a cruise, and then I went on a missions trip to Mexico. So that's
Hey,
what
Michelle.
the poem is about.
Oh, hi, I'm there.
You're there.
Hi,
You're
Michelle.
here.
Hey.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I've been really busy this morning, or today.
Welcome, welcome, 8 Mitos. Welcome, welcome. And so you were really busy today.
Yeah, I had to go out and do quite a garden. I'm just going to try and put this on a new device I bought, and I'm really unimpressed with it. It's a phone holder with an extension and a light at the back. I was testing it out, and I'm not impressed at all, actually. So I'm going to try and put the phone on that because I don't want to hold it the whole time.
Well, that's perfectly fine. I'm getting ready to read a poem. So
I've just got to figure out how to put it on. This thing should be simple, right? But it's not.
Yeah,
I'm not going to recommend
nothing's as simple as it seems.
Oh, honestly, it's not user friendly.
Right,
it should be. I'll get do you want to know which one it is so you don't buy it?
Yes.
I'll get the box. I cannot recommend it. It's not it's a bit flimsy. It's not good quality. I think I was on Instagram and I got, sucked in by one of those ads. It's called Unique, but it's spelled unique with a UNIQU, unique lighting kit with a remote control. It took a long time to come in the mail. I'm just so unimpressed with it. It's not sturdy and it's not easy to use because you were supposed to be able to use your phone vertically or horizontally easily. Well, you can't. It works very easily vertically, but to get it horizontal, a lot harder. So don't buy that one if you see it on Instagram. Unique. Well, you can if you want. Unique spelt with a U. What did I say? UK.
Wow.
Can't recommend it.
Yeah, and sometimes when you send things back, you don't even get the refund.
Oh no, it's too hard on Instagram or online. Here I am fiddling with it, and I'm thinking, how does it? I might just set the phone down against my serger, which is we call them overlockers here. You call them sergers for sewing.
Yes. Welcome on. Welcome. Yes, sergers. Yeah.
Yeah, we call them overlockers. They do the same job.
Well, Red, you're going to read another poem.
Yes, I'll read it. It's about me saying my elephant. It's called My Elephant Friend. 2 weeks ago, I was on my way to Mexico. This was 2017. Oh, the adventures I've had and the people I've met. My elephant friend is with me wherever I go, in cold winter snow and when strong winds blow. I've said this poem in an elevator, on a ship. What a trip. At the doctor's and in the Bahamas, on a catamaran out at sea. What? You'll pay me $20 for my book? But look, it's on $7 on Amazon. I said it south of the border in old Mexico. I will say it on a boat or with a goat. I will say it here or there. I say my poem everywhere. It gives goosebumps. It makes ladies cry. Men look at me wide-eyed. It makes people scratch their heads and think. I believe it's a God wink. It's never for nothing. The pain you went through, the heartache, despair, and despondency too. God will take what the enemy meant for your harm, and he'll turn it into a best-selling song. And I shall tell the wondrous story, and I will give him all the glory.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I want to turn the poem into some of my poems into songs.
All it takes is one special thing that that can open up an opportunity or a door in anybody's life. And the key to it is to be ready for that opportunity. And like Joyce Meyer often says, sometimes you will go for years and years. I mean, look at her, the story that she tells about her journey early on. I mean, teaching small Bible classes and things like that way before, the big times came. And, with everybody, it takes time. It takes time because if success happens before we're ready, it becomes failure in one way or the other. So
and you can't rush it. I feel like when I rushed is when I hired the wrong people. When I hired
a lot of mistakes when you rush. Arnie, you brought your painting in?
Yeah, this is a bridge I'm working on at the moment.
Oh. Are you going to paint it, Arnie, or color it in, or pencil it, or what are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm going to paint it in. I just need to go down the basement and bring out my paint, and I never got down there yet.
Hey, Mr. Vest. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. And Mr. Vest Arts Roy. Mr. Vest, do you do painting, or what kind of artist are you, or are you an art channel? Welcome, welcome. We have Iva's Journey and 8 Matos. Michelle, so tell us more about, anybody that doesn't know your channel. Can you tell us a little bit more? Oh, by the way, I loved your video today. Yesterday?
The shorts.
I don't know if it was yesterday or today. You had the short, and it was wonderful.
I watched the one about the necklaces. I liked that.
Oh, that was fun. I enjoy doing that one. The shorts are really just a Instagram reel, Diana. So that I do a lot of shorts on Instagram, or I was, and I love dancing. So I thought I could incorporate showing fashion with my dancing, because reels are really all about dancing mostly. So you can make an Instagram reel, which is the same time, it has to be 60 seconds or under, and you can just use them on YouTube. It's really easy. You can't use the music that you might use on Instagram though, because that's got copyright, and you can on Instagram use all popular music or any music. You can't use that on YouTube, of course. So what I do is I edit it in iMovie on my phone and put different music in for YouTube, because I don't want to get into trouble with the copyright.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can make.
So cool. That was so. I loved it. I actually hope you do more like that, because I think that will pull in a lot of views.
Actually, that one didn't. I did one a couple of days ago that did. It did really, really well, and then I did a hair one, a messy hair bun one that didn't. It did okay, but that one's not doing that well. You never know. You just never know.
You don't know. The ones you think are going to do really well, sometimes they get hardly any views, and the ones you think no one is going to watch, they get a lot of views. It just doesn't make any sense.
I never know.
Yeah, I did one with a little bowling. I used to have these little toys on the table at my Airbnb, and a little bowling set, and I did through the ball and bowled, a little short like that, and it got like 3,000 views.
Yeah. That's great.
It was ridiculous.
That's excellent.
And then checking on my RV at the storage and revving my RV engine, it got like 2,000 views.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing.
Don't know.
I think sometimes the simpler, the better. Welcome, Uragon. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Passion. I appreciate Passion so much. You keeping a close eye on the chat. Thank you so much. Yeah, you just don't know. If you go to one of my videos, it got 22,000, and it was, of all things, I wasn't going to put it up. It's called Old Women in Pantyhose. Old Women and Pantyhose. Of all the videos.
I can understand why that would work.
Yeah.
I could definitely understand when you do those kind of titles.
Yes.
You, how shall I say this? You might attract just
the wrong kind of audience.
Well, maybe they're not wrong, but they're just what we call sticky beaks. Do you know that term?
Yeah, no, not
sticky
really. But
they're just curious. They want to really know if you're going to be trotting around your lounge room in your pantyhose and your high heels. That's what they want to know.
Right. Well, I did another one called Old Women's Underwear, and that's probably going to knock the pantyhose one out of the park.
Yeah, they're going to think that you're going to be trotting around in your knickers in your lounge room with your high heels and your fishnets. That's what they're hoping to see. That's why they click on those ones.
Now, if for any reason we go out, my little thing is spinning here, and I never know about the internet. Internet is so unpredictable. Although we have very good internet here, periodically it goes out. Yeah, and then I can't get back in to my live stream. Once it boots me out, I can't get back in.
Yeah,
so I've been booted out before. So,
but Diana, when you were talking about Instagram and what you want to do.
Yes.
You can do your videos on Instagram, but you can use them for YouTube. They'll have a dual purpose. You won't have to make separate ones.
Yes.
You
Hmm.
Instagram would be great for you.
Mhm.
I've got to actually, in my midst of all my busyness, watch a video on really the concept of Instagram, because I really don't understand it. It's like I've been
Mhm.
so geared to Facebook and now to YouTube for so many years that I really don't understand what Instagram even is. I know it's to post pictures and things like that. My primary purpose for Instagram would just simply be to let people know that I was going to be on YouTube. Does that make sense?
That's a great thing to do. And that's what I do.
Yeah.
When I make a new video, I post that on Instagram so that the people that are following me on Instagram can say, "Oh, she's got a new video out. I'll
Yeah.
go watch her video." But they might not see that on YouTube because, as you know, YouTube doesn't always let everyone know.
No, it doesn't. And the live
Yeah.
stream, the majority of my people that come to my live stream come after it's over.
Yeah,
They see it after it's over because it's
yeah,
like, it doesn't get pushed out there. So
Mhm.
I
yeah,
don't know how YouTube figures.
Yeah.
I have given up because it's not, people say, well, if you use certain hashtags, you use certain word. I've done it
Mhm.
all. So I just let it kind of be what it's going to be, you
Yeah, I
know?
yeah.
have trouble finding you sometimes when you go live. And sometimes it's weird. It'll pop up on the TV and I'm like, what? And then I have trouble finding it on my computer. It's
Well,
weird.
that's why it's important for me to be on it, a specific time. Maybe not the exact time, but like 10 o'clock at night is kind of, even if I'm not on one or two nights, people know to look for me at around 10 o'clock. And I think people kind of are accustomed now that if I'm going to come on during the day, it's somewhere between 2 and 4 p.m. I never know if it's going to be as early as 2
Mhm.
or as late as 4 or somewhere in between, but they kind of keep an eye open.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's why, because you can't rely on YouTube to push you out.
No, no. Well, this time is good for me because right now it's 3 p.m. here in Australia on the eastern seaboard. It's 3 p.m. So that's a pretty good time for me. Most of your other ones are very early in the morning. And as I keep telling you, I've just woken up and I'm not good in the morning. I'm
I'm
not
not
a
good
morning
in the
person.
morning
Not
either.
anymore.
Um,
So
my
this is
friend
good.
Dana goes live in the morning and I don't go to it.
Yeah, if someone's too early in the morning, my morning chime is my chime. That's my spiritual chime, because I have
Yeah.
about an hour to sometimes 2 hours in bed when I first wake up, and that's where I get all my discernment and my spiritual insights at that point. And then I get up, I get dressed, I put my running shoes on, they head out. So
Yeah.
I don't really, if anybody's on too early, I don't really start getting on YouTube actually until after noon sometime. That's
Yeah,
when
me
I
too.
that's
I
when I
think
make
we
my
all have a morning ritual, don't we? I don't think most people have a morning ritual, whether they work or they don't work. We've got our little rituals. I
yeah.
know first thing I do is make a cup of tea. I drink a lot of tea.
Mhm. I
That's the
make a
first
cup
thing
of
I do.
coffee.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Welcome,
I make
Annalene.
a cup of
Welcome.
coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
coffee or tea. I think most of us do something like that, or a smoothie or something. And then I like to chill too. I like to be really quiet. I go out on my deck when the weather's nice and see what's happening, look at the birds. I
Mhm.
just like to gather my thoughts and get myself together. I'm not a person who jumps out of bed and can just, I used to, I had to do it a long time, but I don't have to anymore.
Yeah. I don't.
So I
Welcome,
like to
Marla. Welcome,
cruise into
welcome.
it.
I agree with you. I don't want to jump out of bed. I'm not a jump out of bed person.
Yeah,
I
me
That
neither.
time is it centers me. That's my I remember read, because you watch Joyce Meyer like I do, and she talked about how she would go in her closet for 2 and 3 hours at a time and pray and listen.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I have to have that time to
Yeah,
center me. That's where all
that
those
takes about
great
2
wisdom
hours.
videos come from, is from that time when I first wake up, because that
Mhm.
transition from sleeping, where you've had your dreams, to waking fully awake, you lose all those dreams and you lose all that information. Oh, thank you, Marlove. Thank you so much. Thank you, my friend. How nice of you. Thank you. You're wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Very kind of you. Thank you. Thank you. And anyone that doesn't have Marlove, please connect to Marlove82. Thank you. Yeah, that's my time in the morning. That's my time, you know.
Yeah.
And YouTube. I do my videos after I get back from my run. That's when I do my videos, and sometimes I'll do a few in the late evening or something. And I do my videos, and then I get on. Then I get on and I do my other things. Well, thank you, Yorgon. Thank you so much. Thank you, Marlove. Thank you, Yorgon. I hope you're all connecting to Marlove and to Yorgon. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're all wonderful. Thank you. But yeah, so we all have our rituals, like Michelle said. We all have our rituals, and my rituals are very important to me. I like them. I'm very structured. I'm flexible. I'm flexible, but even at night, I have my rituals. Like after I get off of here, I've already had my bath. And so I'll just go in the kitchen and putter around a little bit. And then I'll see if there's any more comments I need to answer. And then I watch a few other, I watch other people's videos and I relax. And then I go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the beauties of living by yourself, which I do now. I wasn't, but I am now. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, including loud music, dancing around, whatever I want.
Well, now, see, for me, I'm married. For me, I'm married and my husband, but he goes to bed earlier, usually earlier than me. And then my kids are still up, so I have adult kids. So my house is busy, but I find an area to my house that I can go off to, that it doesn't take away from them. Because when I was doing these in the kitchen, I was always a little bit on edge, because I never knew if they wanted to come in the kitchen to get something in the refrigerator or whatever. That's why you don't see me do them in the kitchen anymore, because I'm more comfortable way back here in the other part of the house.
I think at any time you're interrupted doing videos is because my daughter's just moved out. She was here for about a year and a half this time. And she didn't know when I was doing videos. I didn't always tell her ahead of time. And she'd come bursting up the stairs, just chatting away. I'm in the middle. I've lost my train of thought. And then I'd have to say, oh, can you just wait? Can you wait? And she'd keep trying. No.
All the time. And you know what is even worse? If you look at my videos, my husband or my kids will come in, and like I'll wait for them, and then I go to restart the video, and they put like a big dirty dish or something on the counter, and I don't see it until after I've done the video, and now I have this big dirty dish or what.
I have quite a few videos where I would have to absolutely edit out, because I'm telling she's downstairs, because I have it upstairs, downstairs, and it's all separate like that. Anyway, I would have to tell her I'm doing the video. She'd be shouting at me up from downstairs saying, Mom, blah, 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 blah. And I'm saying over and over and over, but she couldn't hear me. And she's banging the doors and vacuuming, and I'd be singing out, please, please. And after a while, well, there was a few words you wouldn't want to have on YouTube. It's like, I have to get this point across.
Absolutely. We have to be careful, here on YouTube about just about everything. Welcome, Popkins. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Yeah, we have to be very, very mindful of every word that comes out of our mouth or in our videos, And one of the things is, notice when I start all of my videos, it always starts out, I don't give advice, suggestions, information, because I don't want anyone to misconstrue that it's that it's advice, because I don't give advice. I just share how I live my life, and my thoughts on a different, each subject, and there's plenty of advice giving channels. I'm not one of them, but yeah, my kids, my family is busy. So a lot, what I don't see in the videos is I have family in the background somewhere. And so for me, coming back in a part of the house where it's quiet is so much better.
Yeah. I think you need your privacy for videos.
But I have routines. I'm very routine structured people. It's like one day somebody stopped me out on the running trail, which kind of goes parallel to the road. And he said, you know, you're an icon in this town. We live in a small community. And I said, what do you mean? He said, you've been out here on the same trail every day for like 20 years. I said, maybe not 20, maybe about 10, but I'm same time, same place, same day, you know, same trail, you know, and I like that. You know, some people would find it boring, but you know, I don't have to go get in my car to drive somewhere to go running. I just get cut through my backyard, you know.
That's great.
Yeah. So
The
I have
best
my
thing is
routine.
when you could just walk out the door and start. Just go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it. And, you know, so, you know, it's whatever works for you. You have to find what works for you. And if you find what works for you, you're going to be a lot happier than trying to copy what works well for somebody else.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And what about you, Passion?
My favorite is where I get to drink coffee on the front porch when it's warm outside.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, Gila. Welcome.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Yeah, me too. Mine's tea, but yeah, I could join you.
I'm,
That's my
I'm
favorite thing.
Well,
I've
maybe
had,
what we should do is all bring our tea or coffee
Yeah.
and like sit here together, you know.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Arnie? Arnie, I interrupted you by mistake. I'm sorry. Are you there?
Arnie,
That's okay. You know, John was up here that one night where you were up here, Michelle, right? And Red, you were up
Yeah.
here
Yeah,
when
lovely. Yeah.
John fell asleep. And I know Passion was up here, right, Passion?
he fell. John has fallen asleep on my live before.
Oh, he fell asleep, and we were all going, John, wake up.
yeah, I think I was there.
Yes. Yeah, because I remember, Passion, you kept saying, John, wake up.
yeah.
But it's easy to do. You know, it's easy to do. I don't know how some people go 5, 6, 7, 8 hours on a live.
Oh my goodness.
I've gone 5 hours and I've gone 8 hours too.
How did you do it?
Really?
Yeah, it was
Wow.
ridiculous. Ron, like some of my friends were there. Ron was there when he came on in the morning because I went on till about 6 a.m. or something, 6 or 7 a.m. It was too time consuming going live.
That's a marathon.
Yeah.
I'm not into marathons, you know.
I
I'm
wonder
into
what the record
enjoyment.
is.
Huh?
What record is on YouTube for a live?
There was a channel trying to break the record. It was The Adventures of Traveling Mike, but it was kind of he wasn't going anywhere when he was doing this. I mean, people were helping him, but he was in his trailer in Florida and sitting there, and he was going 24/7, and he was trying to break the record. But
Wow.
found out that StreamYard they weren't saving it all. They only saved like 12 hours. And
I can understand. Yeah.
And he kept going and going. And I met a lot of great people there. I met my friend Loves at his live stream, but this was back last spring.
Yeah.
It was some of it was fun, but it was interesting, but
yeah, it would be interesting.
That were just
I couldn't do
just
that.
I
start to get restless. I would get really restless, and I'd just say, "I've got to go, guys. You take over."
And then I'm like, this is kind of ironic, you know, because this is the Adventures of Traveling Mike, and he's not going anywhere. He's here in his trailer in Florida. You know,
that's funny.
You know, like, where's he going? Nowhere.
Yeah.
But
I have something to show you guys. Do you want to see it?
Yeah.
It's from my garden. I was out there and I picked these. They're not cut flowers. I don't think you're going to know what they are, but I'll see.
Hey, honey, I'm on a live stream.
Can you see these?
Okay, love you.
Oh, that's pretty.
Okay.
They're very purple. Can you see them?
Yeah.
Let me take a look.
Pretty.
I have
know how to make
huge
it big.
trees in my backyard with these purple flowers. They're called
Oh, those are gorgeous.
tipicinas, and the whole bush is covered in purple. And when it is,
Wow.
the backdrop is a big blue sky, like it often is in Australia. The purple against the big blue sky is
Beautiful.
incredible. They flower about 3 times a year. I think they're from South Africa or South America. Most flowers are actually. They're called tipicinas. They really, there's a whole bush. It's all purple.
Beautiful.
Everything's purple if you're into purple.
I
But
love
they're out in
purple.
my garden now.
See, that's why I was like, I can't always, be in my RV or whatever, because I like to cook too much in a big kitchen, and I also want a garden.
Yeah.
So I want, but right now it kind of worked out good because I wanted to leave Georgia, and I sold my house. So I got our smaller house in my divorce, and so I sold that and came up here. And my friend had moved up here, and she works for the Air Force,
Where is here, Red?
Illinois, in the middle of America.
It's in the middle.
Yeah, it's by St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh,
Actually,
that sounds nice.
we're right on the border.
Right.
St. Louis, Missouri and Illinois, Southern Illinois. So she rents out the room to me, and she rents out a room to another person, and we're upstairs. But she has a pit bull, and it's funny because his name is Blue, so we're red and blue.
Oh.
But he's kind of like having a toddler again, and he interrupts my videos. If you watch my one yesterday, I do a little inspirational devotional every day, and he's interrupting me. And I'm like, Blue, shush.
So you live in an RV now?
No, I did for a year. I did
Oh,
for
wow,
about
that's
a year.
great.
But I was I went 10,000 miles.
Wow.
And so I was traveling a lot, and
Oh,
I
that
didn't
sounds great.
stay in places really long. I came back here, and things kept breaking. I kept hitting things too, but then things just broke.
Not
too.
other cars, I hope.
There
Not
was
people.
Hey, Lady Mick, you want to come up? I'll put the StreamYard in. Just let me know, my friend. Lady Mick is here. She has a great channel too. She's an over 60 channel as well. Do you know her?
I'm an old border.
You know her? Do you both know each other?
No.
She's got a great channel. She's an over 60s channel like me, and a fantastic content as well. Welcome, Selvin's Kitchen. Welcome, welcome. Thank you. And I do love the purple flower, and Oregon, that's
beautiful.
purple flower, madam. So, yeah.
So is it summer there right now?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's summer.
That's
I live in a subtropical climate, so it's pretty hot, but it's not too extreme right now. It can be. We've had a very wet summer because of La Nina. I had to remember the name. Which one was what? There's El something and there's La Nina. La Nina is the wet one, and I love it. We've had so much rain, but it's kept it much cooler, much cooler, and I love the rain actually.
Yeah.
It's been very wet.
I like the rain too sometimes. It's raining.
Well, the rain in summer, I mean, because it doesn't affect you. You know, summer rain, it doesn't bother me.
It does that all summer long in Georgia, though, in Florida. It rains so much. It rains and rains and rains and rains.
Yeah. I know, but it keeps everything lovely and green.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wonderful. I just dropped the StreamYard, so that way you can meet everybody up here on panel. Okay. Lady Mick is going to come up. Hey, 96. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
I don't like gray weather.
I have more flowers. These are my frangipanis.
Oh,
I love frangipanis. They're all out at the moment. This one's in my yard. This is pink with the yellow. You know, they come in all colors, oranges, and
that's what
I'm crazy about them. I could put them in my hair, I think. What do you think? I could look really tropical like that.
Yeah.
Crazy about frangipanis.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm enjoying not owning a house right now, but like I said, I'd love to have a garden with flowers like that. Well, I don't know if I can have flowers like that, but in California, I don't know, maybe. Um, I'm hoping that I'm enjoying not having the responsibility of owning a house right now. So this is my friend Gladys's house,
It's a
and so
lot of
Yeah.
responsibility, I can
it
tell you.
is.
It's a
I
lot of
know.
Mine's
I can too,
yeah,
because
it's a lot
we
of
rented
responsibility.
too.
I think
And
when
you
the
know,
time's
sometimes-
right, you'll do it.
yeah.
Hmm?
When the time's right, Red, I think you'll do it.
Yeah,
have
I want to
fun.
buy my mom's house actually, because my dad sold their house to their pastor in
Right.
California, and then she retired and she went back to Alabama, and I've been scared to ask her, but I don't think she sold the house. I don't know if she did or not, because I
Welcome,
had asked her about it.
welcome.
Different
But
phases in your life, you seem to want different things. Years ago, I was living in a unit for about 8 years. Unit is an apartment, and I was perfectly happy. It did have a courtyard, so I could have my herb garden and so forth. But I was quite happy. And then I came back to my house, which I didn't sell. I moved back into it in a different location. And then I was ready for a yard and a house again. It's just different phases in your life, I
Different
think.
phases.
That's what
I'm
I
bringing
feel
up
like.
Lady Mick. Welcome, welcome. This is Lady
Hey.
Mick. Hey.
Oh, Lady, hello.
Hey.
Now, do you know Michelle?
Hi.
Michelle, do you know Lady?
Yeah. Lady.
Welcome, welcome.
Whoa.
Oh, we can't hear you.
Oh, no
we can't
audio.
hear you.
No audio. No audio. We don't have audio. We can't hear you. Let me see. Can you hear
How's
us?
that?
She's right.
Um,
Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Yes.
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 That's good.
yes, we can. Hey.
Yes.
Right.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, that somebody has their YouTube on. You got to mute your YouTube. Is that you, Lady Mick?
Might be. How's that?
That's good. Perfect.
I was the
Perfect.
culprit.
Yeah, that's okay. I do
Yeah.
all the. How are you? This is Lady Mick. This is Arnie over here. Layla and Mila is Arnie, and he
Right.
has Arnie's adventures as well. Passion for art is up there in the right hand corner, and
Hi.
she's an artist.
Hi.
Red is a poet, and Michelle is like us. She's one of us, an over 60s channel.
You know me, Lady.
Hi, Michelle. Michelle's probably one of the first. I think there was us and about 2 other gals. We all started about the same time.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And
Well,
how did
you
you
guys,
all connect?
I'm in Canada, you guys, and so Canada and the U.S. are playing for the gold right now.
Woo!
Oh, what are they
Welcome,
playing?
Mark.
If I shut you down, you know why.
Yeah.
We love our hockey.
Is
Oh,
it
it's
cold?
hockey.
Is it really
Okay.
cold up there right now?
Do you know what? Actually, we had a beautiful day today, but it is cold. I mean, it's of course it's relative, right? Depends on where you live.
Mhm.
We're Celsius. Let me see what it is in Fahrenheit so I can switch it over for you. Hang on one sec, so I can give you a clear picture here of the weather where I live.
You can tell me in Celsius, Lady. I'll understand.
The what?
You can tell me in Celsius. I'll understand. We have that.
Oh, I got it here. 42. It was 42 Fahrenheit.
Well, that's not
today.
that bad.
Fahrenheit. Which is in Celsius? What is it?
It's 50,
And what is it in
About
Celsius?
18 Celsius? Would it be
In
about 18?
Celsius, it is 6
Six
Celsius.
degrees. Oh, that's cold.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty
Oh,
nice
that's
actually. The
cold.
golf course
Yes,
is
Mark. You can drop your link. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're normally in Palm Springs at this time. I heard one of you saying you've been in a trailer. We used to have a big RV in Palm Springs, and but we sold it. So we're no longer snowbirds. We're definitely winter birds now. So.
You know, Lady Mick, I used to live in Palm Springs. I lived there for many years. Palm Springs.
I've seen that on some of your videos, and we were in outdoor resorts, but very good friends of ours. You got to go and check that. Live on Frank Sinatra Drive, and so Bill and
I know Frank Sinatra Drive really well.
And we used to go to
Mm.
Frank Sinatra's house, not when he was there, but when Pat burned Pat. Oh my God, I can't even think of Pat's last name. But anyway, yeah. So really, I
Yeah,
love.
I know that.
love
I know that. Well, now I don't know the area now because that was years ago. I lived in Palm Springs back when there was one traffic light from Palm Springs to Palm Desert, one traffic
Wow.
light in between, and it was in Cathedral City, and there was nothing in the desert. Like once you got off the main strip there was nothing. It was all sand dunes. And now it's built all the way out to the highway. It's just incredible. It's a massive city, unrecognizable. But when I lived there, it was like four small towns. You had this is in the 70s and 80s, and um, you had Palm Springs, Cathedral City, Rancho Mirage,
Yeah.
Palm Desert, and Indian Wells.
Yeah.
And that was it. And they were small.
Yeah.
And
But
Indian
you were-
Wells was a date farm. That's all. And you know
Oh,
what it-
right. Yeah. They have good milkshakes.
Hey, Marianne, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Marianne is from Canada as well. Welcome, welcome.
Two connects. Do you
And
remember George's? George's had it was there in the middle. It was
was it?
just before you hit Date Palm.
What was it? What was the name of it?
George's hamburgers. It's
You know, that may have been out. What years was
oh,
that?
it was there in the 60s.
I don't remember George's. I've been there. I went there in the 70s and then the 80s and into the kind of on and off into the 90s because my husband and I were married in the 90s. So I would fly back. My mother still lived there at that time, but I loved it. I remember. Do you remember Wally's Velvet Turtle? I think it was. And it was a
Oh.
restaurant. But there were some. I loved it. But back then people didn't stay over the summer. There were
Oh,
snow.
yeah, no, everybody leaves. Yeah.
Now people live there year round.
Yeah, we love it down there. We just love it. But,
My brother my brother's brother-in-law, so it's my sister-in-law's brother and his wife live there part of the year. They're snowbirds. They live there, in the winter, and then they go in the summer. They have a daughter that lives in Ohio. They go to Ohio in the spring and summer. So,
Marianne, I'm not
Yeah.
really from Texas, but I lived in Texas quite a long time. That's not my original, but yeah, I did. Hey, Manny Warray, another wonderful channel. Hey, Manny Warray. If you don't have her channel, you want her channel. She will help you grow. Been on Manny's channel since I've started publicly about 2 years ago, and she has amazing live streams. So do connect with Manny Warray USA. Thank you, Manny. Thank you. Wonderful to see you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming.
I'm from Los Angeles, and when we were coming up, I'm the youngest of 7, and we lived in my family lived in the San Fernando Valley for like 20 years. My parents met in Northern California, but so like we would go camping in the summer, and we'd go all over California, but I don't think I had ever been to Palm Desert. So like when Gladys and like my friend Gladys had been to like overseas and stuff because she's military, and but she hadn't been to California. So I was like, let's go to Palm Springs because I haven't even been there because like I guess because my parents were like, you don't take a bunch of kids to Palm Desert.
What? Do you know when we started looking there, my husband, we started looking, I'm trying to remember. In the late 90s, we started looking and we kind of drive around. We were going to go to Scottsdale, and then we thought, well, Palm Springs was better because he was still working. It's only like a 2.5-hour flight from Vancouver, or we could drive to Seattle. When we got there, I said, man, this place is for the newlyweds or nearly deads. It's like there weren't a lot of kids there, but there are now.
Yeah, Palm Springs is completely different now.
Yeah, man.
Completely different than when I lived there. I lived there back in, like I said, the 70s, and it was a small place, and I loved it. I don't think I'd want to be there now, but I loved it then. But I loved the weather. I did. I loved that hot,
great
dry
weather.
weather.
Yeah. I really want to get back to California, but I'm torn. I'm not really in any hurry right now. I think I'm gonna hang out here. See, because like, um, well, one of my children is in Texas now. She's in the Air Force, but like three, well,
Hey, what's the
my one
matter?
son is in Colorado, and then the other one's in Pennsylvania, and then two are in Georgia. So they're like all over. And so like I'm in the I'm
You're in the
centrally
middle.
here, so I can go either way. I don't know.
So,
So, but
Red,
I
if you
just
go back to California, where would you base yourself?
so where my parents used to live, I'm wanting to I love where my parents lived, which was a Rio Grande. It's by San
Where
Luis.
is that exactly?
It's on the central coast. It's about three
I've
hours
been
north.
all along the coast, but I can't remember everywhere.
It's 3 hours. It's about 3 hours north of LA.
Oh, okay.
It's 3 hours north. As you
Is
go.
that closer to Santa Barbara, or is that?
Yeah, it's near Santa Barbara.
I
It's not
liked
too
it in
far.
Santa Barbara. I
Yeah,
could live there.
it's beautiful there. I
It's
really
really
loved it.
nice.
And when I went back, see, I moved. My family moved from California to all the way across the country to Boca Raton, Florida, when I was 12. But
Right.
all of my family's always been out there, except for my parents were in Texas for a little while, but then they went back to California. So, um, but when my mom passed away in 2009, my dad sold the house to his pastor, and I'm hoping that she's renting it out, and that she might want to, because she said she would consider selling it to me, but I don't know if she sold it or not. And I've been
Yeah.
kind of shy about asking her. Like, I don't.
A really long time ago, I went camping in California, inland from Big Sur, I think. It's a place called Three Rivers, and I've tried to tell other Americans or Californians about this, and they don't know where I was. I don't know where I was. Have you heard of Three Rivers?
No,
There was
I
lots
Rivers.
of
have not.
rapids and creeks, and well, you don't call them creeks. What do you call them? Streams and redwood forest. Have you heard of
Well,
that?
sounds like Big Sur. I
I don't know where I
well,
was. It was beautiful.
sometimes, like, since my parents took us so many places,
Right.
when I was like, when I said I was in I went to Mexico on a missions trip, and I went to San Diego, and I went on a cruise in 2017. I realized that my parents really had taken me more places in 18 years than my husband had
Right.
in 30 years, because my parents took us up. We had a camper van, and we had a pop up,
Yeah.
um,
I
uh,
had a pop-up camper van,
yeah, camper.
a combi. We call them combis here.
Mhm.
V-dubs. So do you call them combis? The
No,
pop-up V-dubs. Do you remember
it's
those?
funny all the
Like,
different names we have.
like a BV. Are you talking about a
Like a
Volkswagen?
VW.
Hmm?
VW camper van
Yeah.
with the pop-up.
Yeah.
Oh, my grandparents had one of
We
those.
call them
I
combis.
used to have one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's how we
wow. Yeah, my
traveled around
grandparents.
California.
Hmm.
It sounds like
So,
you might have been on Highway I-1, which is all along the coast, which is just magnificent.
Yes.
And you
yeah,
do go through the redwood forest there. It's
yeah.
the most beautiful drive in the world.
Oh,
My
I loved
favorite
it. There was
place
deer
was,
everywhere. And we did go to Big Sur. I remember going to Big Sur, and we
Mhm.
I still have friends in Santa Cruz. I love it there.
yeah. So I went to, I ended up going to North. We'd always go to Yosemite, and we would always go to Carpinteria, where I went, and I went there in my RV too. I like Carpinteria, and that's would be a nice place to buy a house, or maybe
Yeah,
go down San Diego, only the less
I like
expensive
San Diego
parts
too.
near San Diego.
I've
But
got a great friend in San Diego. She lived here a long time. She moved back because her mother was Mexican, and she loves to speak Spanish. And she missed it in Australia. She wanted to be able to speak Spanish again, so she moved back.
yeah.
And she's never coming back again, but she was here a long time.
Hmm.
My
Wow.
girlfriend
Welcome,
just married a fellow from San
welcome,
Diego.
welcome.
And
That's a
so
great
she's near
city.
there. So they're doing 6 months in San Diego and then 6 months up here in Canada. So
Wow.
just got married in Vegas, 3 months ago. So
I was at my brother's for a while in my RV, and I was parked at his ranch. But when I got to California, I left in my RV. I left Georgia in September 2020, and then I bought my RV up here in Illinois. And then took off of it, and I went to see my son in Denver, and my niece was in Flagstaff, Arizona. And then I went to my brother's, and my sister-in-law was in the end stages of breast cancer.
Oh.
I hung around there and helped her out, and then was cooking and stuff and helping them out for a while. And she passed away in January 2021. But in April, I flew back here for a month too during that time. But then I went back in March is when we went to Palm Desert, my friend Gladys and I. And then in April, I left my brother's in Southern California. He lives in Los Angeles area. He's a police officer on the LAPD. And but I left and I went up north, and my grandparents had lived. I drove through San Francisco and all that, and I went to Klamath. I went to the Klamath River, and right where it goes, the river goes into the ocean, and I loved it there. That's another
That sounds
possibility.
nice.
I would love
Yeah.
to live there.
It sounds like your heart's calling you to that area.
Yeah, I would walk. I would hike to the ocean. It was like 2.5 miles to the ocean. So Diana talks about her 5 miles, but I would go every other day.
Yeah.
I would walk the 5 miles to the ocean and back to my RV.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
that's
was
nice.
beautiful. And all the seals would come up the river to where this camping. I wanted to buy this. That's what I would love to do. I would love to buy this RV
Yeah.
RV park.
Oh,
It would be like
wow.
$1 million. So, but it was lovely. It's right on the river, and it's all grassy, and they're open from April till October.
Hmm.
And it's like, people say, do you like the mountains better or the beach? Well, this is like both. You're
Right.
in the forest, and then you walk 2 miles, and you're at the beach.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It's really
Best of both worlds.
Sounds great.
What were you saying, Arnie? Arnie.
Well, I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to interrupt
I
you.
was just commenting on the campground.
Since I have the at least two of my over 60 sisters here, I want to ask, hey, Nancy, welcome, welcome. And Nancy, you are welcome to come up. Just let me know if you want to come up. I'll drop the link. My over 60 sisters, what do you
Hey,
do
Papa
to
Smurf.
stay healthy? I want to hear about what, because we have challenges over the age of 60. Our bodies change. And we can deny it no matter how great we take care of our bodies. And so I want to hear what your thoughts are on being over 60 and taking care of you.
I'm over 70, so
wow.
You
No
don't look
way.
Wow. You don't even
No
look it.
way.
Don't look it.
I was just about to say, like, yeah, I want to hear it because I hope I look like you ladies when I'm
yeah, 72 soon, you guys. You can throw a big party for me in Palm
Oh
Springs.
my gosh, you look amazing. You do.
Yeah.
Well,
wow.
okay, we'll start with Leedy since she's older than us. We have to give her the.
Yes,
Tell us what your thoughts are on aging, getting older, your body, taking care of your body.
Well, I wish I've always exercised a lot more. I know you run every day. Oh my gosh, Diana, you really you're doing all the right things that I wish I'd have done, because it's really hard to do it now. I suffer with arthritis. So I don't know if I could have done a lot of things differently, because I've got that and it's chronic. And I've had hip replacements and knee replacements. But you know what? With me, it's all about attitude. I'm determined. I am determined. And the first surgery was botched. They had to go in and redo it. So with me, it's all about attitude. It's like, I don't give up. I keep fighting. I do everything in moderation because I love life. And I know some people only have certain diets and they do certain things.
Yeah.
I don't do that. To me, if you do everything in moderation, a little bit of everything, and live your life to the best, then, aging, it's going to happen. And it's an honor and a privilege that we
Yes,
actually get to do it.
absolutely.
And it's not
So
something
many
that,
don't. So many don't get that
that's right.
opportunity.
And the thing is, what people get confused, I said this in one of my videos not too long ago, is like, it's not about aging. It's about the morning you get up and you feel old.
Yeah.
Because we're all
Yeah.
aging the day we're born. The day we're born, we start to age, right? We go into a new year, which is a good thing. It's when you start feeling old. And that's what, I don't know if it's a constant fight, but you just need to have a right attitude about yourself. I got wrinkles. Yeah. You know what? I'm not going to do I don't wear makeup. I wear bronzer and I wear my eye makeup.
Yeah.
I raised 3 kids. I have 5 grandkids. I've been through divorce. I've been through it all. Do you know
Be
what?
happy with you. Find you. I think as I know, as I've gotten older, it's like I'm not trying to be 25. I just want to be a healthy 64, going to be 65-year-old. That's it. I just want to stay healthy. That's all that matters to me.
Yeah.
And because I
Yeah.
see I had friends that died. I've had friends that are sick. I have friends that are using walkers. I have, younger than me. And, I'm out there on that trail every day. And it's not just the trail. I take really good care of myself. But I'm not trying to be 25. I'm not trying to,
No.
that part of my life was wonderful. And it was, matter of fact, I'll show you all a picture here. Let me see if I can put it up here. Can you all see that? That was me.
Yeah, look at that.
Can you make it big?
You look like you're strawberry blonde there.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me. And I don't know why I have it. That keeps me motivated to get out there every day and go 5 miles. But what I'm saying is that I'm not trying to be that anymore. That was then. I just want to be me, and I think I think as we get older, we're not striving for perfection. We're just striving to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't have your
Yeah.
health, then I'm watching it all the time. I'm watching because Bill's going to be 79 next month.
Yeah.
And so he's just starting to have some struggles now. And I'm going, oh my gosh, it's so scary because
Yes.
once you become immobile and you start things happening, you
Yeah.
can come back from it, but it's really hard to come back. I see so many of my friends that are older or even some younger, some in their 60s who've had something happen to them. And it's a real struggle because we're just not, they haven't kept themselves as healthy as they could or kept themselves as strong. And then I think, like I say, for me, it always comes back to attitude as well, because a lot of people give up at this age. But
My story
They
is
give up
really,
much
my
younger.
story is
I've
really
had friends
different.
that gave up in their 30s,
Yeah.
and but I mean, I know for me that if I feel good, the world looks good. If I don't feel, I went through a bunch of, I don't know how long, and I know Lady Mick, you've been on, and I think Michelle, you've been on my channel for a while. I don't know. Do y'all remember when I got hauled off by 911 last year?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
My nose.
Yeah, I
sweat.
remember that.
You know, please. Yeah.
Arnie remembers that I had a nosebleed that was based upon me taking some form of aspirin, that because I pulled a muscle in my back, and I don't know how I pulled the muscle. So I took this, I don't know what kind of medicine it was. Had aspirin in it. And I had a gusher. I passed out. My son and husband called 911 and they hauled me off. It was a dramatic year.
Wow.
And so I'm really right on top of my game though, and I had stuff like plantar fasciitis where your foot, you're hobbling around. That's all gone.
Yeah, I want to find that video. That's what I had.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's why I had to stop jogging. And I loved jogging.
That was terrible. I mean, and I was using a crutch. Now I'm fine. but different things happen as we age. You go to bed with one thing, you wake up with another, And
Yeah, how
I
does
told
that
my
happen?
husband, he just turned 60. He's younger than me, and he just turned 60, and we're both, very much into fitness. I said the 60s is a whole nother animal.
My story is really different because I became quite ill in my late 30s unexpectedly. I was one of the fittest, healthiest people you could have ever met. I used to do
Leave your
5,
brother
6,
alone.
7 dance classes a week and aerobics classes a week, and I ran about 4 businesses. I was a very active, ambitious, fit human being, and I did go to bed one night and wake up the next day and I could hardly walk. I thought I had a stroke. I didn't. I finally got diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome, or ME as we call it here, and I never recovered.
Do you still
So
have
my
it
life
today?
is really different. And the thing that's helped me cope with that, and it's tough. It's hard as hell. It's really, really hard to live with chronic illness year in and year out, and it has got worse, is my sense of humor. I really have to try and work hard to keep a sense of humor. That saves me many days. Sometimes I'll even make myself watch funny videos on YouTube. I've got my favorites that I watch, or funny movies, my sense of humor, and try and even joke about what's going on with me. Like I was talking to my sister today, and we were talking about our ailments. She'll be 77 next birthday. She has the same
I love to
birthday
hear
as
about other.
Lindy.
You're getting old when you love to hear about other people's ailments.
Oh, yeah, but we were
Yeah.
I
joking
love to
about
hear
it.
about
We
other
were
people's
making
ailments.
jokes
It's like,
about
tell
it.
me about what your ailment is.
Yeah.
Are any of you like that? I mean, I noticed about a year ago I started getting like that. It's like, tell me about your ailment.
No, I don't like it. I stop people. I listen for about 5 minutes and then I go, all right, so what do you think would be the great wine to have with this tonight? because because with me, I almost start having panic attacks when I listen to too many
Too
different
much,
things
right?
people have wrong with them. Because then I go, so is this it? Like, is this it? And I think it's just the wrong thing to focus on. Like, I agree with Michelle. Like Michelle saying, she turns to humor, and it's just you need to put your brain in a different place. So I don't like it. I
Oh,
want to
but
stay
we
away
joke
from it.
about it, Lady. My sister and I were joking about our ailments. I think we weren't taking it too seriously. She just
Right.
got diagnosed with osteoporosis, which I have. And she didn't want to tell me because for years I was telling her, have a bone density test. You really do need to know. And she did not want to have it. Well, it turns out she does have it. And I said, well, better you know, because now you can be more cautious. But we were joking about it because she refuses to take any medication. She's a nurse. She's an ex-nurse. She's Googled it all and decided none of it's for her. Her doctor gave her a lecture. And we were laughing about it because she's saying, no, I'm going
Hey,
down the
Arnie, can
natural
you
path.
zap?
I'm
Can you
not going
zap
to
it,
do
Arnie?
anything.
I can get it.
Thank
Up
you,
to
thank you,
her.
thank you, Arnie.
I got it.
Thank you, Arnie. I appreciate
Right.
it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think as we age, I think it's really important that you say, Michelle, to keep our humor and really keep our attitude. You know, again, I talk about it because I talk a little bit more about age on my channel. And it took me a long time, but from after my 30th birthday, which was absolutely devastating for some reason, it was horrible. But 40, 50, 60, and 70 were just fine. But you know what? I get in front of the mirror and I know it sounds crazy and I look at myself, but I don't always believe it. That's why I do it. And I go, wow, you are just looking better every year, girl. Like you are
You're
awesome.
looking
And I go,
fine.
and in the back of my head, I go, oh my God, who is she talking to? And I just keep it up. And I go, yep, we're going to have a great year this year or a great decade. And I really try to get myself excited about it. And I watch a lot of Mel Robbins. She's
Yeah.
really
Oh, I love her too.
Yeah.
and she's, she started the high, I did the mirror thing. She started the high five. So I literally put my hand up every morning, even
Yeah.
when I'm naked. And that's absolutely the scariest thing anybody ever want to see. And I go, high five, girl.
Well, if you can give yourself a high five naked, you're doing good. You're doing
That's
good.
right.
Welcome, Chris. Welcome. Yeah, I think, for me, I think 50 was a turning point for me. But every decade seemed to be. I love my 60s minus a few bumps in a road. I've loved my 60s so far. The big thing here is when you turn 65, you have to go on Medicare. You have no choice but to go on Medicare. And I have a fabulous insurance, but they make you go on Medicare. Everybody has to go on Medicare. And when you turn
Yeah.
65 here, and I don't like that, that's kind of like I wanted to stay on what I had. Huh? Why? Oh, oh. So, for me, I just want to be healthy. And everything else, I don't care about. We did the video or the thing the other night called Real Love is Falling in Love, Real Love. And I did that one, the live stream. And I talked about that I would never, for me, I've been married 30 years. And for me, I would have no desire to get back out into the dating world or to date or to marry again. Now, a lot of people do. I have a lot of friends who have been very successful at it. It's just for me, that's not where I would want to be. I would rather focus on my own life and my own self-development. I'm kind of set in my ways. I'm too set in my way, even for my husband.
Most of the guys
Yeah.
are too. Like I am single, over 60, and I'm set in my ways, but most of the guys are too. And when you talk to them after a while and you break it down, you realize they do want someone theoretically, and so do I, theoretically. But when it comes down to
Got
the
it.
day-to-day compromising of your life, all the compromises you're going to have to make, because some of us have been single a long time, we've got used to that.
Thank you,
Those
Arnie.
compromises sometimes are too big. People don't really want to give them up. They don't want to move, which I can understand. And they don't even really want to live together because you get used to your own space and having someone back into your space. It's different when it's just been a few years, but if it's been a really long time like me, like the last guy I had a bit of trouble adjusting to having someone around me. We didn't live together, but we stayed with each other a lot. I was really glad when he had to go away. So I could have my bedroom, my bathroom back to myself. I wanted to be back to myself.
Well, we get set in our ways. I'm so set in my ways. My husband has adjusted to all of my ways, and we're just so set in our ways,
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, is
No,
there really?
I love my life.
You like what you like.
I love my life. I've worked for every one of these years, and I do things my way. I make no explanations. I just live my life my way.
I think that starts even earlier than my age. I know because my son is about to turn, I think, 42 this birthday. I have to really think about it. And he's single again. And he's not having the luck that he used to have when he used to date. He used to say, I used to find a girl really quickly. And I said, you're getting older and you've lived on your own quite a lot now. And I said, you're going to get more picky. I said, that's the irony of life. The older we get, the more fussy and picky we get with partners, where we should just grab anyone because we don't have as long to go. When we're young, sometimes we'll settle for things or people we should settle for. We're not as fussy and we don't think it out as much. We're not as picky. But as we get older, we do, because we don't want this again. We've had that. We don't want any of this. We don't want any of that. I'm not putting up with that anymore. And we do get more set in our ways. And I think that starts way before you're 60. It just gets worse as you get older.
But Michelle, I also think, though,
Yeah.
that today's generation of women, I think they look at it like, I'm okay by myself. It's
Yeah.
like, if I can find a great partner, that would be
Yeah.
awesome. But they're
Yeah.
not into like, oh, I need to find somebody, or, I need
No.
to get married. I think that's a bit of a shift too. Bill, sometimes my husband's name is Bill. He'll say sometimes, honey, if anything ever happened to me, would you marry again? And I said, well, my first marriage was 20 years. Bill and I have been married 29 years this July.
Wow.
I said to him, honey, the third time, I'm just going to enjoy them. I'm not going to employ them. Like, there is none of that business. You got laundry, honey. You take it home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, nobody wants to do that anymore. I mean, they call it a nurse or a purse.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be a nurse or a purse as you get older.
Yeah.
And you know, that's another thing that people are really on guard against as you mature. Like, for instance, if you own your own property or your own home or your own assets,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I know guys that have been
Hey,
divorced two
Jessica.
or
Hey,
three times and lost it all and had to start again. Well, they're really wary. And I know women that's happened to where they've lost it all through a divorce or a separation. And
Yeah.
once they've reestablished themselves, they're not brave enough to try and in
Yeah.
Australia, we have what's called a de facto law. You don't have to be married. You only have to live together for 1 year. And
Same in
someone can
Canada.
have
Oh
someone can have
no.
claims over your property and your possessions. And they
Wow.
can take you to court. So
That's
everyone's very
crazy.
wary about that, and for good reason, for sensible, sound reason.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people who believe in together apart. We're together, but we live apart. And that's what I did in my last relationship. And if I have another one, if I do, some miracle should happen,
Mm-hmm.
that's how I would do it again, because that stuff gets too stressful as you're older. It's far too stressful to go through all that financial.
Yeah.
Divorce is
It was
horrible.
it was very hard. My divorce was very difficult because we were together 30 years, and so it was a lot of
Yeah,
things to split. And
it's tough.
it's still really not even finished yet.
Yeah,
Oh
So
yeah,
no, that's a bit of
um,
a
yeah. And who
nightmare.
wants to do all that again?
yeah,
That's a really stressful time in your life.
it
And as
is.
you get older, you've got, as Leedy knows, you start to have lots of other health issues and problems. You don't need all those big financial problems. Most of us, like me, have enough already. But for instance, if a guy moved in with me and lived with me for a year, everything I've worked for,
yeah.
I could lose a
Mhm.
lot of it or most of it. I'm not
Yeah,
willing
it
to.
comes down to when we're older. The reason a lot of, I mean, I
We
would,
have to be more practical.
yeah, I wouldn't want someone age telling me what to do,
Yeah,
what I'm
me
doing
too.
wrong. I wouldn't want someone, I've worked too hard for what I've got. So,
Yeah,
I'm just at a very different place. I would have friendships.
yeah.
But of course I'm married, so I don't, but I'm just
You don't have to.
theoretically
Yeah.
saying if I were,
Hypothetically,
yeah, theoretically, I'm very happily married, been married a long time,
Yeah.
and so I have no desire. I mean, I've been fulfilled. Like my tank is filled, so I have no desire. Um, Chris, I have to be able to see you if you come up. I have to be able to see you in the box. I have to have a clear because when I haven't had somebody up on
Got
camera,
it.
yeah, I have to
No,
really be able to
no,
see. Oh, there's another one, Arnie. You're going to have to zap
no.
Zen, and
Report.
thank you. Um, but yeah, so the thing about it is that um, when you get older, you want to live life your way. I mean, life is short,
Yeah.
and you don't want to live it someone else's way. Hey, KSR, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Yeah, you don't want to live it someone else's way. I mean, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to. And the thing is, the reason I wouldn't want to date after the age of 60 is because you have to spend a lot of time getting to know somebody, and
Oh
they
yeah.
have a history, good or bad. Even a good history, it's like, do you want to hear about their history all the time and what they and their wife did? Even if she passed on, it's like I just don't want that. I would be
And
very,
it
a
takes a
lot of
while
baggage.
to really know someone, at least a year,
Mhm.
to
and then
really
if you
know.
find out you've wasted a year,
Oh, it
I tell
happens
my
all the
husband he's
time.
lucky to get me. I said, you don't want to be out there.
Mm.
I said, you're lucky to get me. So,
Oh, look, it is hard work. I used to say it was a jungle out there. It really is a jungle out there
It is.
for older
It
dating.
is.
Yeah.
I don't
Because,
even want to get on. I met so many ridiculous people on dating apps. I'm just
mm,
like, and I feel like I needed to take a break for a year, so I'm taking a break for a
Have
year.
you got grandkids, Red? Anybody got grandkids?
I have a grandchild on the way
Oh, okay. Oh,
in
cool. Okay,
April. My
that'll change things for you too.
Well, I
yeah.
I don't know. It's complicated, but I
Oh,
don't
okay.
really want to talk
I
about
do
it.
not know the
Okay.
Messiah language. Does
I
anybody know
have five.
Messiah?
I have five of them, and I'm glad to have them in my life because
Wow.
Yeah,
I mean,
grandchildren
that
are
really
wonderful.
keeps me busy as well. Not that I take care of them or
Yeah.
anything like that, but
You're very lucky, lady.
yeah, I am.
You're very lucky. I'm the only
Right.
one in my family that doesn't have grandchildren, and I had children the youngest. I started the youngest of everyone in my family.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not-
did that too. I was the youngest of 7. I was the first one to have.
Yeah.
Baby.
The youngest of 8. I
um,
was the first one, but I'm the only one. Actually, I have a brother that doesn't have grandchildren right now, but he will. Both of his daughters have partners. He will. But I'm the only one, and no one can believe it because I started younger, and my children think by now, but that's fate, that's life. That's the way it goes. I never would have dreamt it in a million years.
yeah, I had my oldest daughter when I was 20. So yeah,
I
and
was
then
19.
my
I
middle
was
daughter,
25.
yeah,
Never had
my
kids.
middle daughter's 25. That's expecting my first grandchild.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, my oldest is 47 now, and then I got one
Oh
23.
my God.
And my baby just turned 40.
Doesn't that make you feel old though, Lady Mick? I mean, when you have a child that old, I mean, you
My
know,
daughter's 46.
It's
Wow.
it's very
very
weird.
surreal. Yeah, very
Yeah,
surreal.
yeah,
You know
it
what
is.
happened? What happened to me with that is because there's only 20 years or just less than 20 years between us, sometimes the lines get very blurred.
Yeah.
It's hard to be a parent or a mother anymore because when you talk like to another woman. You're talking to a friend, like she's 46, so she's going through a lot of changes and things. So it really gets blurred. And sometimes you hear yourself saying, but I'm your mother. But they don't see me that way sometimes.
Actually, my video on Tuesday, I'm doing a collaboration with another YouTuber. And that's going to be our topic is our adult children.
Yeah.
And we're in totally different
Very
places.
different.
I saw
I did a video called
videos
Raising an
about
Adult
that.
Child.
What did you
It's
say,
called
Diana?
Raising an Adult Child.
Yeah.
I did that a while back. And, you know, when you have adult children, you have to step back. You know, I'm always their mother. You know, I'll never be their friend. I'm always my kid's mother. Like my grandmother was 94 and my mother was 75. And my mother, and she was always, my grandmother was always my mother's mother, you know, and, you know, you never quit being a child to your parent, nor a parent to your child. But there's a difference with an adult child, and you have to step back and let them, you know, if they want to come to you for wisdom, comfort, whatever, but it's really kind of on, you know, it's kind of a dance back and forth, you know. As a parent, you got to know how far you can, you know,
as you
guide
age, though, you will change in the sense that you can become more dependent on your children. I mean, how many adult children take care of their parents? So it does reverse. Sometimes the roles do reverse as you age for some people.
I got one that bosses me around. Well, actually, all three of them boss me around.
Yes.
Well, they try. They try. You know.
You know, I used to say, people would say, oh, you know, their daughter or their son will take care of them as they get older. I used to say, I feel better with strangers. My daughter's bossy.
Yeah,
I used to say, no, I'll be better with strangers. She's too bossy.
Yes.
But I do know a lot of people now where the child is parenting them in a way because they need them, because they have disabilities, health problems, and so forth. So I don't know whether you always really stay fully mum or dad. I don't know. I think that changes.
Yeah. I think you're always a mom or a dad.
Yeah,
Well, you are, but not in the same sense. Not in the same sense.
Yes. I think you're always a mom and a dad, no matter what age you are, no matter what age you are.
If I'm really concerned about something that because my two oldest ones are girls, if something really, really concerns me, I will pull them aside and say, you know, I know, and then of course you go, you know what, I know it's none of my business, but I do worry and I do have concerns, and I'm always going to because I'm your mom. And then I'll try to engage in the conversation. They tell me it's none of my business. Quite often they'll say, Mom, I would love to have that discussion with you, but I don't want you to worry about this stuff. It's not your place to worry about. They don't want me to worry about anything anymore.
Yeah, my kids don't want me to worry too much, but if I don't worry, they don't. They would think there was something strange about that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish that was me. My kids want me to worry about everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I
It's
was.
okay, Diana. They'll grow out of that.
They want me to worry about everything, you know.
So how many
I
kids
just-
do you have, Michelle?
I have 2.
You do.
I tell them that that's what mothers do. When they say, don't worry, I say, I can't help it. That's what mothers do. It just comes with the territory.
So we're 5, 4, 3, and 2. I have 5.
You have 5.
Wow, that's
Yeah, and
great.
Diana has 4, right? Or you have 3 too. You have 3 and
Diana, you got 3?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, I have 3. I have a girl
Okay.
and 2 boys. The girl's in the
Okay.
middle, and they're all in their early 20s. And, you know, it's just very different. You know, they're still, the early 20s is, I think, a lot more challenging in many ways.
yeah, I thought the 20s were worse than the teens. I mean,
You have
Yeah.
to step back, and it's hard because I'm a mom. I'm a mom, you know, I'm a mom
Mhm.
first, and they know I'm a mom. I'm not a friend, but I have to know my boundaries because they don't want to be told at this point, you know.
Yeah.
And you know,
Yeah.
I know, mom. And then,
They know
then what
everything,
happens, you know, like I'll give you a little story. My son, I gave him my convertible. And so he loves to drive. He just loves to go out and drive. So it was about 5:30. It was dark here. This is a couple months ago. And I said, no, I said, do not go out and drive right now because it's really dark. And he said, Mom, I just want to take a drive. I said, okay. I think you wanted to go to McDonald's. And he did. And he likes to drive around. That's just what he does, you know. And so he drove, and I said, please come directly home and be very careful. Well, he took a drive past our old neighborhood because that's kind of what we do here. You know, there's not a lot of places to go. And it was dark and there was no street lights. And he hit a mailbox and he damaged the wheel. The wheel was flat. We had to call the tow truck, have it towed away, all of that. And he said, Mom, you were right. I said, well, you know, you can learn the easy way, which is mom's way, or the hard way, which is your way.
Yeah.
So there's only so much you can tell your adult children. You cannot tell them everything. You just can, you know, they don't want to
And you
listen.
can't tell them I told you so either,
yeah.
which is really hard for me.
Yes, I just let go, and it's very
Yeah.
hard because you know they've got to. You know, you don't want to see them make mistakes. Sometimes I will address something even though they don't want to hear it, and then they've got to go from there. You know, they've got to go from there, and you know, I think the biggest influence on, you know, that I think the scariest thing is if they marry the wrong person.
Oh.
You know, and we see it all the time. And then you have a 40-year-old daughter or a 45-year-old daughter or son that's coming home with a broken marriage, and they're moving back in at 40 or 45. You know, you don't want that.
To touch wood.
Yeah, that is my concern.
My oldest daughter, she's been divorced twice. She's 47, but she's never come home. She's never got. When she left her husband, her second marriage, she knew she was leaving, and wow, was I proud of her because she'd been a stay-at-home mom for 9 years. And she said, you know what? I need to get a job. And she went and got herself an awesome job. She's still there, you know, what, I guess 10 years later. Yeah, she was, she just said 50-50 on everything. We have a son we're going to raise together. We're going to co-parent. I was just so proud of her, how she did that. She's got this fabulous job, not far from home. Yeah, and I thought for sure she was going to move home. I thought, oh my God.
Yeah, I think that's what my my dad. Yeah, because it was my dad. Well, because he was in his 80s, you know, and my mom was gone, and I think, you know, that's what my dad was afraid of, that I was going to move home because I was a stay-at-home mom for 30 years, and I had to get a job, you know, and I couldn't find a regular job, so I did Airbnb out of my home, and I donated my blood plasma. I drove Uber. I drove Lyft.
Wow.
So, but my dad.
Now we're all YouTubers.
Yeah, now we're all YouTubers.
We're all YouTubers. You know?
I'm a writer. I gotta get public. I'm gonna get a real.
Oh my God. Oh, you know what? I subscribe to you.
Do it.
Red, yes.
Yeah.
I'm not say that. I'm like, oops. I've been to your channel.
Oh, thank you. Really?
Yeah. So tell me, have any of your books been published yet?
Well, this one is it was with Amazon, but it's still self-published. This was my first book.
Oh, I need to talk to you because I'm 2 pages into my book. I'm just having a hard time getting going.
Oh my goodness. My next book of poetry is done, and then I had my elephant poem that's in this was made into a children's book, and the publishers ripped me off. And they didn't give me the proper amount of royalties, and then they said I sold 4 copies. I mean, like, not that I think I sold 1,000,000 copies, right? But my daughter said she bought a copy. I thought this was really sweet. She was like, I wanted she thought I would get more credit. She didn't want me to just give her a copy. So she bought a copy. My brother said he bought 2 copies. So that they're saying I sold 1 copy. And plus they sent me a check for $11. I was so angry I didn't cash it. So they gave me nothing. They gave me no royalties. And then it was all over the place. And so anyways, I want to find a real
A shame.
Yes.
Charles, welcome, Charles. Welcome.
You have to be careful, right?
Yeah, I was so busy going through my own divorce. I was still paying my I hired whenever I'm in a hurry, I'm trying to not be in a hurry anymore. So that's my approach to dating too. I'm trying to not be in a hurry anymore because I'm in a hurry.
Don't be in a
I
hurry.
hired the wrong lawyer and she was shady, so I had to fire her, and I didn't get my money back. And then, I'm in a hurry. I want to publish my book and I hire the wrong publisher. I hire a self-publisher. It's a vanity publisher. I should have just held
Yeah,
out.
I think it's never good to be in a hurry because you usually end up making a lot of mistakes. Well, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, I am going to go here because I've been on about an hour and 45 minutes, and I was on an hour and 45 minutes today, and I'm going to go relax. And
Well, just to give you, Diana, so the hockey game, us Canadians,
yes,
it is 2-0 for Canada. So, yeah, well, you guys took it. The U.S. took it at the last Olympics. So
yes.
Canada might take it this year.
You never know. You never know. Well, you know what? Now, like I said, now I'm not. I am predictable, but semi-predictable. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you. I'm semi-predictable. I come on usually if I'm going to come on somewhere around 10 o'clock at night. It could be as early as 9:30. Tonight it was like 10:30. I came on, and if I come on during the day, it's somewhere usually between 2 p.m. or 4 p.m. So I come on. So I'm never exact, but you can kind of keep open for me. And sometimes I'm not on at all. But I've been on every day for the last 2 weeks, except for Sunday. I didn't come on Sunday, and been on twice a day. But
it's 9/11 here, and I just happened to see. I just turned on my computer, and there it came out. Diana's live.
Well, you know what I would love to do? I would love to do a specific live stream anytime anybody's available. Really over the 60 and over issues, all kinds of issues, whether they're health issues, financial issues, relationship issues. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I would like us to do that if you all be interested in making that the theme. I mean, everybody else younger can still come up, but it's kind of, I want to keep that narrowed into the topic range for just a life after 60.
And I think it's good for younger ones too, because I think younger kids, like I look at my own kids, they have their own issues and struggles as I age, how they look at me, like what they think I'm.
Did you see my video called Old People Want Dignity or something like that? Yeah. The dignity is so important. So many old people feel like some people are, like their dignity is taken away. The way people talk down to them. You go to, I'll tell you before we go, I'll tell you the perfect example was, we live in a small community, and it's a PGA golfing community. It's a lot of old people. And when I got hauled off on 911, I had red stuff all over me because my nose was gushing. and I was a mess. And all they got from the ambulance was, we have a 64-year-old woman here. So, that gives you this illusion. Oh, 64, she's old. They'd stick me in the hallway because they didn't have a room in the ER. And of course, they wouldn't let my husband in until I had a room. So they stuck a clamp on my nose. And I said, no, I don't want this. I said, I don't want this. And I had, it was awful. I felt so undignified. And I told them, I got really upset with them. And I said, look, all you nurses here, I am a nurse. I said, I'm a nurse and I have far more experience than any of you here. And of course they listened at that point. I said, get this. I'm not going to say what I said, but I said, get this off my nose. And I did. Oh, I was really, my husband says, I am the best advocate anybody could ever have. And I am. I'm really polite. I'm really nice, but I'm like a bulldozer. When it comes time if I have to be somebody's advocate, whether it's my children, my husband, my mother, I was her advocate. It's important as we age to have an advocate, because no matter how great of an advocate you are for others, you can't be your own advocate, especially when you're laying on an ER gurney with red stuff all over you, unrecognizable, and I'll tell you two things I do. I'm a nurse and I have a big YouTube channel. And I said, I'm going to videotape all this and put it up there.
Oh.
You get a very different level of treatment at that point.
Wow.
Yeah, exposure scares people if you're.
You get a very different level of Chris, you know what? I couldn't see who was in the basement because my thing I don't know how to use it. And that is a problem for me. If you come back in, Chris, the next live, when we're not talking an over 60 type of conversation, old women conversation, I'll bring you up. Okay. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. This is the thing. People feel they lose their dignity. And, it's easy to feel that way because, my 91-year-old friend who still drives her car goes to doctors and they talk around her, they talk over her, they ignore her. And she says, she stops and she'll say, look at me. Look at me. I am here. I am here. And she calls him
Staying relevant. Staying relevant.
And so I don't put up with anything, but one thing is you always have to have an advocate. You cannot be your own best advocate. You cannot be at any age. So have an advocate and be an advocate. But I'm the best advocate. My husband says he wouldn't want to mess with me. And it's true. I'm really, really very, very good with that type of stuff. I don't care who they are. Matter of fact, last night, I think it was last night or the night before. I think I told some of you this. We were having problems with our security system. We have cameras everywhere. We have cameras inside and outside our home. And anyhow, one of them weren't working. So we had to call up, and the company has gone on and on for like 2 hours. And they've got all the experts on there telling them how to reset the cameras. And they said, oh, you've got to reset your modems. And I said, absolutely not. Right where because these were experts. I said, I don't care what the experts say. I'm not resetting the modem because that's not the problem. Guess who was right? Me. And I was right. And we didn't need to reset it. And so sometimes people get expertitis. And I did a video called Expertitis. I haven't put it up yet. When you get too many experts in the pot and you listen to too many experts, confuse you.
That's true. Everybody wants to be an expert.
Yep, and I'm not an expert.
Nobody wants to be a laborer.
But I want to do an over 60 thing. So you don't want to lose your dignity. You want to maintain your dignity at all levels, at all stages. And I think financial, I think older people deal with so many issues. Health is number one. You feel when your health goes bad at any age, you feel like life is out of control.
Money.
Yeah, money, but I think health even more so, because if you have your health, you can make it. But if your health is out of order, you become very fearful.
But when you get older, your health is number one, and money is the second. I know people say family, but you know what? You need to be able to look out. You need to have the money to look after your health,
Yeah.
God forbid, if something, if you're not well, but now also to have a roof over your head, or to have the freedom to travel, or to do things. I mean, to have freedom to move around and do things you want to do as we age is huge.
Yeah.
We have such a big housing crisis in Australia with
Here
homeless,
too.
and one of the biggest problems are with older women, mature women. Because what's happened is sometimes they've been working and they get sick. Something happens unforeseen, whether it be divorce or quite often illness or accidents. And they've got no resources, no backup funds, and they can't work. And
Yeah.
here, to get onto a pension if you're ill takes a very long time. It's very hard to do that. And what they give you in between that, you can't live on it. Nobody could live on it. It's a couple of $100 a week. It's about $250 a week. They can't pay rent and live on it. So we have a growing homeless situation in Australia, but a lot of them are older women.
Yeah. Same in
And that's a
Canada.
huge issue here.
The average, the not even average, the houses across Canada now are starting at $1.1 million.
Oh my gosh.
And it's crazy. And rent is just, I mean, people have mortgage payments that are as big as rent.
Yeah.
And it's a real cry. And they talk about the homeless. Some of the people are homeless, I mean, are smart, educated people that just got punched out. There are people in Vancouver that I've known for 30 years that have to sell their homes because they've retired and they own their homes, but the property taxes are so high, they have to sell, and they don't know where they're going to go.
Yeah.
Even taking that money out, the place, we just live in a small condo. It's about 1,200 square feet. The golf course is on that side. We're not on the nice side. We're on that side. But if you were to rent this place, you're paying $2,000 a month.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think for me, I would buy me a van conversion. I would just, or an RV and live out the rest of my life. That way I could move around and, go wherever I wanted. And, but I'm telling you, I mean, I told my husband, I said, if we ever sell, which we don't plan on, I plan on feet first out of here. But, cause I love my home. And, but if we ever were, I said it would be into a motorhome. We would move into a motorhome. Hey, Ron, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you. I said we would move into a motorhome. No, I don't want to go into an extended care, an old people's place, or anything like that. I would buy a motorhome, and if we didn't like where we were, we'd move it somewhere else.
You can move it to Cathedral City and go to outdoor resorts.
I remember outdoor resort. Yeah.
That's where we owned.
Oh, really? Wow.
Is that in Palm
Springs? Let me tell you the best little restaurant in Cathedral City. It's a Mexican restaurant. It's right off. It's an old kind of rundown Mexican restaurant, but it's got the best food called El Galito. Right off the main drag. Right, you can see it from the main drag. El Gato.
I think it's still there.
Oh, it is. I mean, it's been there forever. It's family run. Best food. Always awesome. Yeah. But you know where the Palm Desert Mall is? Okay,
yes.
That's all built up over there now with more like mall type of shops and that. There was a little house there that was, believe it or not, I almost bought it. I didn't buy it. It was a fixer-upper, $33,000. $33,000. Now, of course, the house is not there now. It's all torn down. There's a mall is there. I wish I would have bought that house.
You know what the lots are selling for in outdoor resorts? Anywhere from $40,000 to $125,000.
Unbelievable.
That's just a lot. We bought ours in '99. I think we paid $50,000 US for it at the time.
Yes.
And then
Mama Mags and German Trimmer, welcome. Thank you for coming. Absolutely. I want to live here the rest of my life in this house. But if for we have a beach house. I don't know if you've all followed my videos long enough where I go back and forth, and we have a beach house, and we go back and forth to the beach house, and it's right on the wall. It's right on the ocean, and it's a small house. It's right on the ocean, and it's on a little island that is 2.5 miles long, a half a mile wide, Tybee Island. And we love it. We love it. But I don't really want to live there because it's an island. It doesn't have a doctor. It doesn't, you have to go off the island to go to the doctors and all that. When you get older, you don't want to be remote. So I go there, we go there to stay like weekend type of place or, for vacation, but we don't live there. And I don't want to go there. But my house here is big. So what I did is I downsized in my house. So basically everything upstairs could be shut off if I wanted it to be, although my two sons are up there. But I could shut it off and just live on one floor. One level. I don't want to move. I have no desire to move. I have no desire to move whatsoever. I love living where I live. But if I did, I would have me a motorhome, a camper, or a van conversion, because it's too, I don't know how older people can afford to buy something now. It's just so expensive. Everything is, this community here is outrageous. It just grew. It went from this tiny little town and everybody wants to live here now. So there's not even any lot. And we have
had a major real estate boom in Australia during COVID, because people flocked out of the cities.
Yeah.
Because our two major cities were hit the hardest. So everybody thought, well, we can't work, we can't do anything. We were the country of lockdowns. So they wanted to have either a seascape or a treescape. So lots of areas like mine, the real estate has more than doubled, almost tripled in lots and lots of different areas. So for local people, it's unaffordable now. And that happened in 2 years, 2.5 years. It's unaffordable to rent. It's unaffordable to buy in. And people are moving further inland and they don't really want to. They have to get off the coast. Anywhere off the coast is just too valuable now.
Yeah.
Well, I heard on the news today, they did I can't remember what channel it was. It was a U.S. channel. And they're saying that the water is rising, ocean is rising so rapidly. They were showing that San Francisco was going to be like just all canals and waterways. That's how fast the ocean is rising. So everybody might be on the beach before they know it.
Well,
and the problem is we have a beach house.
They can't afford the beachfront anyway. You'd have to be multi-millionaires to afford the beachfront. It's that expensive.
Yeah.
Sydney is one of the most expensive cities in the world. It's just out of control. The rents are out of control. Real estate's out of control. Young people there, they've already worked out they'll never own a home ever.
Yeah. I don't think my grandsons will either. My children are actually talking about, they all have good jobs and they're actually thinking of buying land. The three of them pulling in their money.
That's a good idea.
Buying, maybe 5 or 10 acres somewhere out, just, out on the outskirts and just have it and see, just so their kids can have a home down.
Kids have to live at home. I mean, like in Europe, when we lived in Europe, the kids did not move out. The way the houses were built, they usually were built like apartments on top of each other, like a house. It was a house, but it had like 3 levels. And each level was like its own separate apartment. The parents would live on the bottom, and then the grandmother would live on the second floor, and then the young son and his wife and baby would live on the 3rd floor.
There's a huge industry here now with granny flats and pods. They're just springing up everywhere. Builders are building them, making lots of money because people like me that have got a backyard, and I don't use the backyard, so they're putting their children in the backyard or mums.
We call them coach houses in Vancouver. But Brianna, in Europe, I was born in Holland, so I can remember being just overwhelmed when we immigrated to Canada. Everybody had their own homes and everything was so massive and so big because most places in Europe, where you go to England, unless you go out into the country, we all live in row housing.
Yeah.
And just like you say, or there's a big family home. My ex-husband, who is a Finn Swede, him and I lived in Finland for a while. And that's what we went to, the family home. And exactly like you say, one brother has one floor, another brother has another, mom and dad are up here. These big houses that just lucky, a lot of us, like when I see in North America how much space we have. And then when you think about Canada, our land mass is bigger than it is the US, but we have less population than California in our whole country.
Yeah.
That's crazy when you think about it. People often go, "Oh, Canada, this, that," and I go, "You know what? I think we have 47 million, and I think California is coming up to 40 million, and
Wow.
and all of the U.S., you guys got, I think, 316 million.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people, a lot of houses, a lot of homes,
Yeah.
that need to be lit for people to
I think
be.
we have to rethink things, though. I think the mobile society, like RVs, camper, van conversions, I mean, a lot of people are turning to that. And I think that it's kind of the way of the future for a lot of people. I told my two sons, I said, you know what, you might want to think about getting a really nice van and making a really nice van conversion, because I said prices are so expensive now.
Because Red's going to own a really nice park, and you can get
we
to
can
the
all
beach.
park there. We'll all go to
I
Red.
want to get that part.
Our
That'd be awesome.
We'll have the Granny Brigade.
Yes.
The Granny Brigade. Well, I've got to go. I'm going to
Me
go
too.
to my stuff. Thank you, Lady Mac. Wonderful to have you. Thank you,
for having
Michelle.
me.
Thank you. Passion for art. You're awesome.
Thank you.
Arnie, thank you,
So
Arnie.
quiet.
Arnie, I call Arnie my co-host all the time. And Red, your poetry is amazing. Your poetry is
thank you.
absolutely amazing. And if I come on tomorrow, y'all know my schedule. It's kind of like sometimes I come on during the day and then I come on at night. It just depends on what's going on. Sometimes I'm just, I get busy too. Oh, I am busy, but Papa Smurf, thank you so much. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Papa. Thank you, Mama Mags. Mama Mags is here. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, my friends up here. And I would love to do like a specific
Topic.
on just getting older, and I don't know what we would call it, but we can just call it the over 60 night or something like that. And everybody can be a part of it. But like you said, if people start young, taking care of their health and their finances, it's going to make a difference when they're older. So a lot of people could benefit from that live stream.
Yeah. Good to see you, Michelle.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
It's good. Nice to see everybody. If I haven't met you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks,
Good night.
Diana.
Good night. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Good night.